What's going on, Raleigh? Welcome back. Happy New Year and all that jazz. It's a new day, new beginnings. How was your Christmas and holidays, Kaz?
It was great. Probably like a lot of people, not much happened, but we need that in our life. So it was awesome. We just had Christmas in our new house. So the girls were very excited. We had nice weather. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that was incredible. So we had people over on what we call Boxing Day in Australia. And we got to use our new fire pit a couple of times. So just pretty cool. Yeah,
the weather was awesome. We got lucky with that, like 70s on Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve was quite warm as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of felt like a bit like an Aussie Christmas, being in a T-shirt and flip-flops, and we got to sit out the back on our deck on Christmas Day. It was that's easily the warmest Christmas we've ever had in Raleigh, I think.
Totally. It was great. I loved it.
But maybe we're going to pay for it in January and February. And we're recording this on January 12, and this weekend there's predictions for like 3 to 5 inches of snow on Sunday.
Yeah, and anyone who's lived here for a long time knows that's Raleigh. You can have, it was 70-something just the other week, and then the next day we had snow. I thought you were going to say
70 inches.
No, Raleigh. No,
Imagine that.
Imagine that. No, we had degrees in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Fahrenheit.
And then the next day it's snowing all day.
I know.
It's just the craziness of Raleigh.
Ridiculous. Like that's like it literally halved overnight. Mm-hmm. And so the kids like a bit of snow, a bit of playtime and that. But yeah, one day's okay, but then it turns all mushy and horrible and black ice and stuff. But
we know everything in Raleigh shuts down. Oh. We know the city can't handle it. So if it is snowing on the weekend, our basketball plans may be terminated.
Yeah, we're going to. Savannah's started playing basketball and she's loving it and doing really well. She's got a game at 3 p.m, but then we have tickets to NC State women's basketball game in Raleigh versus Duke at 4 p.m. So it was going to be a mad dash, but yeah, if we get 3 or 5 inches of snow, I don't know what's going to happen. Even if it's still going to be on like Savannah's game or the state game. It still makes me laugh how much like the city goes into lockdown and bread and milk flies off the shelves at the grocery stores. Like you got to bunker down for like a month. It's hilarious. You guys should be used to it. But anyway.
Well, I just think they don't have the resources because it's infrequent. They don't have the resources to deal with the snow. Like at North, they've got all the salt machines out constantly.
Yeah.
Like Raleigh's just doesn't have it enough to justify.
That's true.
It. Yeah.
But there's so many people from out of state and up north here now used to like 4 or 5 month deep winters. But yeah, it's still funny. But yeah, gee whiz, yeah, 2022. Did 21 and 20 even happen? It just seems like a blur. Those 2 years just wiped off the calendar. And then here we are.
I've new year, new date. And so I'm writing the year 2020. Like, really, it's just evident that the last 2 years didn't happen. And I've gone back to the years that never were, 2020. So let's say we're at 2020.
I know.
Let's just restart back there.
Oh, boy.
We tried to restart in 2021 and it didn't work. So
2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps, like, can we get some consistency, some normalcy and some momentum, please? That's my wish for 2022, consistency and moving forward. But yeah, I think I only wrote the date for the first time today. Because we're back in the Earfluence podcasting studio and Raleigh found it and put our lunches in the little refrigerator downstairs. We have to put our name and the date on it. And yeah, I had to think for a second. What year is it? I have no idea. But we're here.
We're here. It's the year of new beginnings. And we have, you may have heard our last podcast. We started this year of new beginnings with a special guest, Sarah from Hello Clutter, giving you some really great tips on how to fresh start this year and clear out your crap, get organised and bring in better tidings for the year. So if you haven't, go and listen to that.
Yeah.
And then we just published a post on the blog with a really great planner. I love using planners and I love mapping out the year ahead. Mm-hmm. And it's often hard to find one that suits what I need, but this one, it's called the Power Sheets from Cultivate What Matters, is great, and I especially love it because they're based in Chapel Hill.
Awesome. Yeah, support.
The best planner I've used ever.
Oh, you've been looking for years and just down the road. That's great. Shop local. We love to support local. So, yeah.
And we love to share it.
And what's the name of that planner?
Full review is on our blog. will be in the show notes. But the planner, it's called the Power Sheets Planner, and it's from Cultivate What Matters. And what I love about it is that so many of my planners, like they're so good for planning out your year, mapping out your goals, the roadmap for getting there, and not just from a business perspective. It can be any goal in your life. But often that gets overtaken by the absolute mess and shambles of the daily planner. Like when you introduce that daily planner, you have your appointments, you throw in your to-do list, you just have scratches everywhere and it becomes a mess, and then the planner's useless because it's just this world of chaos that you don't even want to look at anymore. So this planner's great because it helps you map out that year, which is so important, get focused on your goals, but it takes out the mess of the daily planner, which is why I like it.
Yeah, and if you're like me, you write to-do lists on sheets of paper and you end up writing lists about lists, and I never get through the initial list and it just gets scrunched up and my desk is a mess.
It's a nightmare. So, then you don't achieve anything because all you see is the mess and you forget what your goals are. So then you're just scrambling every day.
Yeah, and the problem with creating lists, like you can make them too long and too overwhelming, and it just creates anxiety and frustration. And so I like to keep it simple and be realistic, I guess, with how many tasks you create for yourself and the time frame to get them done.
And I think most of the time our to-do lists just end up being a brain dump, which is why they end up that way.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. It should be listing like 3 action steps for the day.
Sure. That sounds great. Get organised. But Sarah, if you're listening, you'll be happy to hear that I cleaned out the garage after Christmas and New Year, and we can actually park the cars in the garage now.
That's right.
How many people can say they do that?
Even honestly, Sarah can't, remember? They turned it into
a gym. Yeah, home gym. Well, that's practical. We'll let you go with that one. That's cool. Yeah. But and honestly,
I think you may have. Did you tidy up your side of the closet? I don't think you did. I think you walked in and said, "Did you put my hats up there?" Even though I told you on the podcast you did.
Actually, can I please do my part of the closet so I can find things? You know,
and can I put it in my daily planner when you are going to do that?
Guys listening out there who are married or with a significant other, if you're like me and you can never find anything, and Kaz puts it away and she doesn't tell me where she's stored it.
Is that what you think happened to my coffee cup?
No.
That's gone missing?
I don't even know what your coffee cup looks like.
So I brought this coffee cup because I needed a new one. The seal on my other one had broken, a portable one. And it's nice, it's pretty, it's got flowers on the outside, made me feel good. I used it once, then I last saw it in the cupboard sitting on the shelf, and since then it's disappeared.
Amazing.
Perhaps there's a ghost in the house.
Perhaps.
It's the one that takes the socks and the Tupperware container.
Oh, the socks. Like, seriously, how many single socks do you have and not a pair, especially the kids?
Oh, gosh.
It's endless. But yeah, Sarah, we've done the garage, step 1. That's one room. We've got many to go. But yeah, I'm excited because I wanted to park the car in the garage because it's the cold, like it's been 20s overnight the last 2 nights. And, you know, the getting in the car early in the morning to take the kids to carpool and it's freezing and there's ice on the windscreen and like, I don't like it. They don't like it. So it's like, yeah. Plus, you know, we do like to work out in the garage as well. We've got some hand weights and stuff and yoga mat and what have you. And it's just to have clean, like free space, like open up the chi, energy.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Good energy.
Yeah. Let's see how long we can keep it decluttered.
We'll let you, our listeners, help keep us accountable. So we'll check in. We'll check in with you and let you know how it's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, what else is going on? Like, this weekend, a few life stuff. Our eldest, 14-year-old, Clara's got a homecoming at school. It was like, this is very new to all of us. We don't have homecomings in Australia, and I still don't completely know what it involves, but I thought they usually have them, like, in the fall, because I remember, like, in football season, college football season, they have the homecoming game and stuff. Like, so it seems weird to me that it's in January.
Well, I think it is. I think because they're at a private school, they do everything different. That's my only thinking around
just
it.
To be
I think
different.
Kalyra sort of mentioned that. It's just different. I don't really know.
Yeah, but she's excited. She's been out, you know.
Yes, we've been dress shopping and shoe shopping. And I'm like, wow, isn't this a great new expensive world we've dived into?
Yeah, straight after Christmas. Let's go and buy a dress, shoes, makeup. But no, that's she's excited and it's important to her and it's important to us. So she's still settling into a new school. So this will be, you know, we see it on the movies. We watched it on some show the other night, Homecoming. It's just like, oh man, is that realistic? Like, does that really happen?
Well, apparently so. She says that unlike that where they had this really cool dance scene on it that no one dances at the homecoming. So I'm encouraging her to just get up and dance and enjoy it. But that's Once Were Liars. If you've not seen it, Kalai read the book and we saw it come out on Peacock. And look, we bought a Peacock subscription for New Year's Eve to watch the Miley Cyrus show. $5 for the month.
What a train wreck.
Train wreck, waste of money. I love Miley Cyrus.
Not Miley.
She was great.
Yeah.
The Peacock wasn't. But so I saw Once Were Liars on there. I'm like, let's make the use of this $5 and watch it. Great show.
Yeah.
Loved it. Kind of like How to Get Away with Murder, just a teen high school version of it.
Yeah.
Really good.
Just to clarify, Miley Cyrus wasn't a train wreck.
No,
just
she's fantastic.
Honestly, we flicked. I don't know what you guys did on New Year's Eve, but we went out for a few drinks early in the evening, then come home and watched the stuff on TV, like the New York show and the Miley Cyrus show. And honestly, the New York one has gone downhill fast.
That was dreadful.
Terrible. I think that's the last straw.
Let's just put it down to being really bad years.
Yeah.
Nothing is good anymore.
Yeah, and I know. It's hard to plan things. Let's face it. Things are changing every day still. But no, constant ads. Like even the one in Miami with Miley is just endless ads.
There were more ads than show.
I don't know who this Pete Davidson character is, but I wasn't laughing, and I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar with what he does and what have you, but
I don't know.
You might be a fan.
Comedian. I don't know. I've never heard of him before. He's a comedian, I think, and is with one of the Kardashians. I don't know. But
we'll leave that right there.
Miley Cyrus, leave that there and turn back to Miley Cyrus because she's brilliant, so talented. But her professionalism when her top dropped on live TV is to be admired. Is that what you say? I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of it. But she was just all class the way she handled that. I was impressed. And not just her, but the backup singers just stepped up to the mic and took her singing role while she's gone out the back. Like, she just walked out like nothing had happened, covered herself up, quick change of clothes, and out she came. Like, it was just great. It was great to watch. But I love her. I think she's super talented. She's
cool as a cucumber. And honestly, if you want to get to know Miley Cyrus, I listened to a 2.5 hour podcast episode with her on the Joe Rogan Experience.
That was a good one.
Go and listen to that. It was very interesting, and to hear all about her upbringing and her story and her life. It's like there's a lot to unpack, obviously, and her thoughts on various things. And I found it very insightful and interesting. And like, if you've got teenage girls with us, like, it was very helpful in that aspect.
Yeah, you really got to see it. The true side of her, I guess, like not the version the media want to tell you. Like, she's cool. She's a cool.
Yeah, I thought as a parent with young daughters, I thought it was well worth a listen.
Yeah.
As for anything else on Joe Rogan, we'll take that with a grain of salt. But yeah,
I don't think I've listened to anything of his.
Okay, so what else is going on? Upcoming, Kaz is going to New York City.
Yeah, I am. Well, who knows what's going to happen, but Omicron, they say, is hitting their peak now and will be out much better by the time my event in New York rolls around. But every year, except for the last year, in January, there's a huge travel industry event on. And it's usually when the New York Times travel show is on, which I have spoken at the past two of them. The New York Times is no longer sponsoring that travel show. So there's another company, the Travel and Adventure Show, doing it. But the day before that happens is this huge travel industry event called IMM, International Media Marketplace, where travel bloggers, journalists, all of that go and have meetings with destination marketing organisations and things. So it's a really big and important event for us. It's where we build relationships, get future work, and it's also where we get to catch up with a lot of our friends.
Yeah, a lot of partying.
Yeah, a lot of partying, which sadly is not happening this year. None of the... Like, we usually go to Samantha Brown's Places to Love launch, like season party. There's Allianz Travel Insurance has a party. Like, it's just non-stop parties everywhere and events. Well, none of those are happening. I was meant to go for 4 days. I've brought that back for 2, where I'm just coming in for the event and leaving. The event is like vaccination only, mask, all of that's happening. So at the moment, it's still on, but everyone's kind of just waiting to see.
Yeah. And the other exciting trip you got coming up to is
Jordan.
Yeah. Not Michael Jordan's MJ, but yeah, Jordan the country.
So it's been on my bucket list for years and years. Never had the opportunity to go, and I went in September, some of you may remember, to Northern California on a tour with Globus Tour Company. Really loved their company, actually, loved the whole experience. We spoke about it on a podcast briefly. And they've invited me to go on their Jordan tour at the end of February. And it's a different type of tour they do. This one is called Escapes Tour, and they're designed to for more affordable travel, in that they travel in the off-season. So you get, access to better prices and less crowds, which I love. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to Jordan for a week and going to see Petra, which I'm so excited about, the Dead Sea, and a few other places in Jordan. So it's going to be great, and I can't wait to experience this type of tour. A more affordable one is always great to share. And I'm just really, really excited.
Yeah. And just so you know, guys, this trip is through our other website, our global travel website, @YTravelblog, and we can share some updates, link to, what going on, people want to follow along, interested in, overseas travel to Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not till the end of February, so I'm expecting, let's not expect anything anymore, but things, in regards to COVID will be better. But of course, and I'll be reporting on all the requirements and things we have to do, because I'm diving into it now and I'm learning a lot about testing and insurance and all of these things, and of course vaccinations and all of that now we all have to think about when we travel internationally. And it's stressful. It's really stressful diving into that and thinking about, if you do get tested coming back from Jordan, then you're in quarantine in a foreign country for 14 days. So there is a lot more to consider now in regards to travelling internationally.
Yeah, and I'm home longer with the kids, flying solo.
Actually.
Wow. yeah, actually. The boys, there's got to be a game on or something for a few weeks. And speaking of, the fire pit's ready, and yeah. Could be nice.
Whatever you have to do to survive.
Time out. Jordan, New York City, and we're going to talk about some other international travel plans we have for 22. But as far as This Is Raleigh goes, and let's start with the podcast, plans for the podcasts for this year. Again, we're going to do a combination of like us sharing our Raleigh insights, things that we do in and around Raleigh, our stories and stuff like that, as well as interviewing guests, local business owners, entrepreneurs, you name it. What are we, 20-something episodes into our podcast now?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, and it's growing fast, and grateful to everybody who listens, downloads, shares it, subscribes, all the above. Appreciate.
Leaves a review,
which is very helpful. It helps it to get seen more, and hopefully you guys find it helpful, interesting, and somewhat entertaining sometimes. But we'd love to, if there's anyone you'd like us to interview from Raleigh, whether they're a business owner, an athlete, artist, musician, whoever, all the above. Send us a message, and we'd like the whole goal of the podcast or idea initially was not just to be about us and share our Raleigh insights, but people in the community and share their stories.
That's right, because we all know this community is full of fascinating stories and people doing cool things and, inspiring stories, all of the above. So let us know if there's someone in particular you want us to dive more deeply into their story or learn about, and any other topics you want just Craig and I to talk about as well.
Yeah, we're all in. Like any like life, Raleigh stuff, business, travel, blogging, social media. We're game. I think we're game.
We are. I'm ready. It's 2022. I've got a new life plan ready to go.
New beginnings, new goals, new everything. But I was going to say, but besides recording here in the Earfluence podcast studio in Raleigh Founded, we're also hoping and have the idea to go out on location and to businesses and record the podcast there, whether it's a bar or a restaurant or a local business, and record on site with the owner or whoever.
And really bring it to life, and our big vision dreaming, which we like to do, is have people live watching it while we're doing it.
We do.
Live streaming it, maybe. Come on, you said you're game for anything. Jump in, everybody. Come into the vision with us.
As long as it's at a bar or a restaurant and there's a beer or two involved
glasses of courage
to you calm the nerves, and there you go. No, that'd be fun.
No,
that'd
our
be
community's
cool.
not scary.
No, not at all. So shoot us a note. Anyone you'd like us to interview or place you'd like to interview from. And anything else for the podcast?
No, I think that's it at the moment.
Yeah, we'll continue to share. If you're watching at home on IGTV and YouTube, we'll continue to do the video cast as well. I think people will find that helpful. And good to go. Blog stuff. Planning to share a lot more helpful, useful content for you guys to navigate your way around Raleigh. Fun things to do. All things Raleigh. Eat, drink, play, stay, all the above. If you've been on the site recently, I've published 2 itinerary guides this year, 24 hours in Raleigh and 48 hours in Raleigh. It was so hard to narrow it down and leave out a lot of places and businesses and restaurants and bars and stuff but there's only so many things you can do in 24 hours and 48 hours. So I was thinking from our 10 plus years of experience of living in Raleigh and places that we love to go and take first-time visitors, and it really tells the Raleigh story. Like, you're in Raleigh, you're in the South. Like, check these places out, do these activities, like the must-do things in the city.
And what we would love for you to do is go to those blog posts, the 24-hour and 48-hour one, and in the comments, leave what you would suggest. If someone was coming in, I know we write these a lot because a lot of people living in Raleigh have reached out to us and said, families coming to visit, I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
So this is a post that's going to help them. But if you do know, if you have friends, family visit all the time and you go and take them to certain places, tell us in the comments, because we'd like to check them out if we haven't already, but also future readers to that post, they get our ideas and then they can look and see what your suggestions are too as well.
Yeah. And we
haven't done everything.
Yeah. And in the 24-hour and 48-hour guide, I've broken it down into suggestions on where to go for breakfast, lunch and dinner, mid-morning activities, afternoon activities, pre-dinner drinks, after-dinner drinks, and hotels to stay in Raleigh. So, I've really step-by-step guide from, like I said, our local perspective over many years of exploring Raleigh.
That's right, and you just triggered something in my memory when you mentioned hotels. We recently, just last week, gosh, time goes crazy fast.
Feels like a month ago.
2020.
Was it last year or this year?
It was 2020, I swear. We stayed at the Residence Inn Marriott. We're working on a campaign for our Why Travel site with Allianz Travel and Marriott. So we stayed at the Residence Inn there, right near the Duke Energy Centre, and we are going to have a video coming out and a full review, and we want to experience more of the Raleigh hotels so that we can write these reviews.
Yes.
But that was a great hotel.
Yeah, loved it.
So if you have people visiting, or if you're visiting to Raleigh, stay tuned for that content coming out, but know that it's a good, really great option. Yeah,
loved it. Like right downtown, like your steps away from Fayetteville Street, you can walk to anywhere in downtown, all the best like businesses, restaurants, bars, etc. You're right near the Duke Performing Arts Centre if someone's going to see a show. You're right near Red Hat Amphitheatre if someone's coming to see a concert. Right near the Convention Centre for business travellers. And I loved it because they've got suite rooms. It's not just a standard hotel room. So if you don't want to eat out, you can be self-sufficient. There's a kitchenette there. You can get separate bedrooms. It's just so much more spacious. But what was the kicker of this place?
The standout was the rooftop bar. It was an amazing view. Like, we had spoken before and we're like, why did they put a rooftop bar on the back of that hotel? We were like, why isn't the rooftop bar not facing downtown? But it wasn't until we went there for sunset drinks and looked out at that expansive view away from the buildings. Like, a high-rise is a high-rise. Why do we need to look at that? We just got to see, like, Raleigh. What Raleigh is great for is, like, the hills and the trees and the nature. And we had to see the Duke Energy Centre and the hall from Shaw University. The name escapes me at the moment. It was just a gorgeous view.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. And sunset, you get to actually see the sunset.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. So the 10th and Terrace rooftop bar on level 10, obviously, at the Residence Inn Marriott.
And anyone can go to that bar.
Anyone can go there. I was just going to say, even if you're not staying at the Residence Inn Hotel, do yourself a favour. Go up to the rooftop bar for sunset drinks one time. They have music occasionally as well. you have to check the website for details on that. But yeah, awesome sweeping views, like, and especially over nighttime over the Duke Performing Arts Centre, and then before sunset, like see all the trees, like you really get the perspective of Raleigh's like literally in a forest. All the trees, you can see all like way down to Dix Park, up Western Boulevard. Yeah, it's cool, and great drinks, really good service, and good bites to eat as well.
Yeah, has it all.
Yeah,
Good
so
spot.
check it out. 10th and Terrace, super central and practical. Yeah, but like you said, we've stayed in the State View Hotel on Centennial Campus at NC State, another great hotel in the forest on Lake Raleigh.
Yeah, love that one too.
Yeah, the goal this year is to go through all the hotels and write blog post reviews and video reviews, all the hotels in and around Raleigh.
Yeah.
That's on the list of our ever-growing list.
It is.
Also, we want to do more neighbourhood guides, like we've done downtown Raleigh, we've done downtown Carey, which I have to update actually because Carey continues to grow.
So quickly.
And I've done Apex, but yeah, we want to get out to all the other smaller towns like Wake Forest, Holly Springs, Garner,
Kendall.
Nightdale, Fuquay,
Nightdale.
yeah, Chapel Hill, Durham, like neighbourhood guides, you know, whether it's a 1 day, 24 hours in or a 48 hours in, stay overnight in one of the local hotels, and even down to Johnson County as well. We used to teach.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of content, not just within downtown Raleigh, but within, you know, an easy drive and day trip and stuff like that.
Yeah, because a lot of, some people have said to us before, why are you talking about Carey? It's a Raleigh site. And we've spoken about this with all of our guests that come on this podcast, is one of the great things about living in this area is that it's Raleigh, but it's also the access we have to all these places. And so, yes, we're part of Raleigh, but I really feel like we're also part of the triangle. Like, it's such a community of togetherness. So I feel like we can't write and share about Raleigh without writing and sharing about Durham and Chapel Hill and Johnson County and all these places that exist within this kind of area that has a similar vibe and the access to amazing things and great stories and all those experiences that we love. Why wouldn't we share about it? Like, that's the beauty of living here. So we have access to all of these places. It's like us going to New York and not talking about Brooklyn. Well, that's doing the people who come to our site who want to come to New York, and I mean just writing about Manhattan, and not sharing with them. Like, they want to know, I'm coming to New York. Of course they want to go to Brooklyn as well.
Are you going on a rant? Is that a rant?
Kind of a rant. But it's kind of like just broaden our minds.
No, it is funny because obviously our Instagram's called This Is Raleigh and our website's This Is Raleigh. I did it sometimes when I do a photo update from Carey, people say, how do I go hashtag This Is Carey? And I'm like, yes, I know, but Carey is one of the 12 municipalities within Wake County. And even you go onto the Visit Raleigh tourism website, they have stuff on all these places. Carey, Holly Springs, Apex. Yeah. Anyway.
That's the beauty of living in this part of Carolina. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll start a new site. This is Carey. I have bought the URLs and the social handles to This Is Durham and This Is Chapel Hill. We just need to clone ourselves a few times before we can take that on. But yeah. Some more neighborhood guides, even for like places like, you know, Glenwood South, the Village District, North Hills, all that. Want to dive deep into those areas and help you guys out with some useful itineraries and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm going to update our day trips posts and getaways, not just day trips, but getaways within a 4-hour drive radius. Recently, we've been to Boone. I'm going to do a itinerary guide for Boone. I'm going to do an itinerary guide for downtown Asheville. We've been to the Crystal Coast over the winter break. We went back to the Outer Banks for a winter getaway. So yeah, more getaway guides as well.
And we'll also be sharing podcasts because we did Crystal Coast and Outer Banks over the Christmas holidays. So we will create a podcast on each of those just to chat about it because it was great.
Yeah. Socially, like we've spoken about having in-person meetups, and this is the year to finally do it. Well, hopefully. Again, it's so hard to plan things socially.
You thought so, says on record.
But yeah, we'd love to do some in-person meetups at a bar or a coffee shop, just have a drink, meet, you know, you guys, local Raleigh people or people visiting Raleigh, just checking the place out and just, you know, chat all things travel, life, Raleigh, casually. And
that's right.
We're just going to, make a concerted effort to figure out some dates and locations and go from there. We'll, you know, start small and we'll grow.
And one thing you can be sure to do so that you don't miss any of these things that we plan to make happen this year and the content we create and all that is join our newsletter. That's where we communicate first, I guess, and that's easy because it's your email, you're probably checking it. Whereas Instagram, they're going to determine what they show you. So connect to our newsletter.
How do they do that?
You just go to our website, and in the footer, probably the easiest place to find it, in the footer it will say uniquely Raleigh checklist. So click on that.
Yeah, or on the homepage of our website, thisisraleigh.com, just scroll down a little bit and you'll see Explore Raleigh with us, and you just pop your name and email in there.
There's a form on the homepage, but if you land on any other page, go to the footer and find it.
Homepage, there's a form, blog post, go to the footer.
Yep. And then you'll join our community. You will get our free Uniquely Raleigh checklist. So it has a list of those things that we've experienced so far in Raleigh that really help tell the Raleigh story. You can print it off and then you can check them off as you go. And then we send a weekly update on a Friday. And in that weekly update, we share cool things that we're finding. It might be something like Once We're Liars, something that we're watching or reading that we love, something we're listening to that we love, like the Miley Cyrus podcast we just mentioned. But also those things we're discovering in Raleigh, in the Triangle, etc. So sharing, it might be a great new seasonal latte we tried, or a dessert, or
new trail
or hike, or something we discovered that week. And then we share a few events that are happening throughout the next week. So that will happen every Friday. You receive that. And then we update you when we, have any important news updates and when we publish new content. Yeah,
best emails, tried and true and tested. I mean, social media, it's so hard to get. It's getting harder and harder and harder to get seen in there. And like I know for myself, like people that I follow, I don't always see their content. You miss so much. If you follow a lot of people, especially. I mean, it's good to declutter your social media following as well, besides your physical house. But on the list as well. But email. And it's more like a personal one-on-one conversation with a friend. That's how we like to treat it, to stay engaged and communicate with you guys. Meetups. I just want to mention, like with the, showing off Raleigh and stuff, I'm planning to do a lot more drone photos and video. I'm going to get the drone out a lot more, get around town, making concerted effort. It's just been hard, like last 6 months, juggling 2 websites, like been busy with our Why Travel Blog website and life stuff. But want to get out and do a lot more video on the drone and, walking around as well. I've got a little DJI Osmo thing that I'm just practicing with. That's the joystick is very touchy. I'm learning how to use that. So a lot more video from the ground and in the air. I think you guys appreciate. I like doing it, seeing a different perspective from 400 foot.
Lots of people love, they always comment, they love seeing your drone photos. So it's a good way to showcase Raleigh. Yeah,
and merch, I'm going to do, we're going to start off with some t-shirts, I think. I'm going to create some This Is Raleigh merch t-shirts. I'll need your help, guys. Like, I'm okay with the design. I've got some design ideas in my head I can do myself, or we've got a designer to help with the actual layout and what we put on the t-shirt. But the e-commerce side of things and the printing and distribution need some ideas and helps with that. It's like if you go onto our site and buy a t-shirt, who can print it and ship it efficiently? Love to do it through a local company if possible. I'm just not sure who with yet. So if you have any suggestions, be happy to hear. But I'm hoping to get that done by when the winter ends and warmer and it's t-shirt weather again.
Fingers crossed that happens soon.
On the list. All right. That's, we've got other things planned for our Raleigh site and in and around. I mean, things change month by month and depends what's going on in the world. But that's our basic goals. Create more content, do meetups, get out in the community and create guides and, interviews.
Sounds good. I'm happy about it.
International travel. That's also on the list.
It is. We've spoken a lot about it. We wanted to do it last year after we received our green cards, or probably even the year before, because we were kind of not trapped, but couldn't really travel before our green cards come through overseas. Just the logistics of all of that. And then of course we've had COVID and then Delta and now Omicron. So who knows what's going to happen? But our intention is to travel internationally, and because our girls have had so much nature-based travel over the past 10 years probably, they are dying to experience some city living, some city travel. And high on their list is London and Paris. So they are at the top of our international travel list for this year, if we can make it happen.
Yeah, it's just so hard to plan trips, like with the constant changes and the logistics of everything. And so we're thinking either spring break or summer vacation time. Obviously spring is coming up pretty fast, so we better start getting organised. But
not sure it's going to happen.
Yeah, we understand. Like, we've been travelling for, you since like 97 when you moved from Australia to London. We know it's time consuming to plan trips, and it's hard to figure out where to go and what to do in each place. So we're going to dive into that and take you along with part of the journey and the process and help you out there. But I guess the key thing we've learnt in the last 12 months, 24 months is if you're going to book a flight or a hotel or a tour, like, go direct through the company, through the airline, through the hotel, through the tour. Like, cut out the middleman just in case. Like, it's so much easier if you have to cancel to get a refund and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, it really is. Flexibility is key. Having travel insurance is key. And as I'm finding, like with Jordan, countries are requiring it to know that they're safe should something happen. Generally, that's always been the case with travel, but even more so now with COVID. And we have a lot of points. So the flying stuff, we're diving into
hacking
and
credit card rewards,
finding ways to use it the best, to get the best kind of flights for our mileage. So that's another thing that we're learning about and hope to be sharing as we go along. Yeah,
and we've always had travel insurance, like traveling overseas and stuff, a lot of travel. And it's just a small price to, I don't like buying travel insurance like anyone.
No one does.
No, any insurance. But it's a small price to pay for peace of mind. Quick disclaimer, we are ambassadors for Allianz Travel Insurance, and they have some new policies, new annual and global policies coming out now relative to the times that we can share in the future.
COVID coverage.
Which is great. But things can and will go wrong, and it's just nice to have that reassurance.
Yeah, it really is.
And as we always say, what do we say? If you can't afford travel insurance,
you can't afford to travel.
No,
and then honestly, we did when we were on our RV road trip, and we ended up with $1,000 hospital bill in Callira, split her chin open, riding a hoverboard.
Yeah. That's another rabbit hole
happen.
We can go down with as far as
back.
health insurance and travel insurance. But okay.
So don't do it. We learned the hard way.
Yeah, but an idea we have, like, go to do international travel when we go to like places like London and Paris and stuff. If any guys are interested in exploring those places, when we come back, have like information nights. Like, we'll just go to a bar or a restaurant or a cafe or whatever, and we'll talk about our trip, answer any questions, do a slide presentation, little video,
itinerary ideas,
just from our personal experience. So if that sounds like a good idea and helpful, let us know.
Yeah, because obviously we have a lot of experience in travel, but also experience in finding the local kind of experiences, like or doing the popular tourist things like the Eiffel Tower, but coming at it from kind of a different perspective. And so we know how to do that, and we love to share that with people as well. And we just love getting on the ground with the locals and experiencing their stories. Like, that's how I experienced Paris. I've been to Paris, I think, 3 times, and each time was with a local Parisian, Florence, who was at one stage engaged to my brother. And so it's one of those long-winded stories. And so she took me to Paris. I stayed with her family in their apartment right around the corner from the Eiffel Tower. Can you get any better than that? Oh. And she just took me around the city, and I just followed her along like a little puppy dog, and it was fantastic. But I got to have that true local experience. And,
there you go.
It was great.
Was it an amicable breakup? I wonder if she's still there. Can we go and say again?
I can reach out to her and see. She actually doesn't live there anymore. She lives over in Andorra. But
I've always wanted to go to Andorra.
Yeah. Come along. I know Flo's going to say, come along.
Friends with benefits. Yeah. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
But even the the obvious tourist attractions, it might be easy to know what they are, but we can hopefully help you visit them more efficiently and save you money and time, and let us make all the mistakes and hopefully share the best strategies with you guys. But yeah, that's one idea we have.
And we are hoping to get to Dublin, an island. We miss Dublin.
Yes, if you might have heard on previous podcasts or blog posts, but we lived in Dublin Island for a year in 2003, and it's probably still my favourite fun year ever. Like, it was pre-kids, fancy-free, earning good money, no responsibilities whatsoever, and Dublin's just a fun place to be.
It was a good crack, that's for sure.
Crack. And also Scotland, maybe. Yeah. I've never been to Scotland, believe it or not. Spent a lot of time in the UK, but I've never been to Scotland. And it just makes me think my favourite Christmas present this year was from yours truly, a bottle of Sassenach whiskey, Scotch whiskey from the one and only Jamie Fraser. Sam Hewen, sorry, Sam Hewen. AKA Jamie Fraser.
Jamie. You can be Jamie to me anytime. But yes.
Sassenach
whiskey.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I mean, all I need is a kilt now, and you can call me Jamie.
We will think about that. I'll see if it's in my life plan, my yearly plan. But going to Scotland is, and now you're a fan of Scottish whiskey. I think I grew up tasting really horrible Scottish from Scottish whiskey, in Australia, and it was like, that's the worst drink I've ever had. But I tried some of this Sassenach, and I actually quite like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everything. Good. There's good and bad whiskey.
Yeah. So this is a good one. This is a good dram.
Yeah, good dram.
Yeah, so we could do a Scottish road trip where we taste
all
the whiskies.
The whiskey trail.
And perhaps Sam Hewen could be our guide, because he's,
Sam and Graham, Men in Kilts. Has anyone seen that?
I think that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Men in Kilts takes Cousin Craig around Scotland.
I have to buy a kilt for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And we could see the what's that big shaggy?
The hairy coo.
The hairy coo.
They're so cute. They're so cute, the hairy coos.
Yes, so international travel. We hope to make that's one thing we're excited about, living in the US and North America, having easy access, 8 hours direct to London and Paris versus fantastic. 24 hours from Sydney. Bring it on. And I'm sure you've probably heard RDU's got direct flights to Iceland now.
They do?
Yes. So we've never been there either.
No, we haven't. I'd love to. I think we're the only travel bloggers in the planet that
hasn't been to
there.
Iceland. I know. It's like every blogger and their friend's been to Iceland, but not us.
But that's good. Thanks, RDU. That's great news for everyone. Yeah. Beautiful country from what I've seen and heard, and to fly there direct is awesome.
Yeah, we love our little airport, RDU, and the flight options are getting better and better, direct and domestic and international. And I just hope with all the growth that's happening in the city, it doesn't get to be like an absolute chaotic, awful airport like Orlando or LA or anything like Atlanta. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's just stop.
Let's stop. Let's not go down that path. What's next?
What else is going on? Another quick life update. We've got 2 exciting concerts coming up.
Let's hope they're coming up.
Yes, fingers crossed. Because concerts and sporting events are getting cancelled and postponed, and here we go again. Please, we're 2 years into this. Can we just stop?
Every person I speak to is over it. They're drained. They've had enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but we've got... our eldest, Clara's 14-year-old, her favourite artist, she's going to see for the second, I'm going to see for the first time, her for the second time, and you for the second time. The one and only.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish in Charlotte. In the Queen City.
And actually, Clara and I, the first concert we went and saw of hers was the day before Governor Roy, God, I had a blank name, put us into our first lockdown. Yeah. So we were Billie Eilish. It was the 3rd concert of the tour, which ended up being her last. We got in right before she had to cancel. Yeah, that was at PNC Arena in March 2020. I can't believe that's been nearly 2 years. I know. So I'm sure Billie's excited to get back on the road. I'm excited to go to a live concert. There's nothing like a live concert, the music, the atmosphere. Pumped for that. In Charlotte, that'll be we'll try and make a weekend getaway for it. Actually, it's on a Sunday night. And I haven't been to Charlotte for a long time. Yeah, and it'll be Savannah's first concert. Yes, she's very excited. Yes, a little nervous. She's a little nervous about how noisy it's going to be. She's very sensitive. But I was just going to say, Clara wanted to get in the pit
down on the floor tickets, and that was a stressful. Like I was in charge of buying the tickets, and Kalara's like what is it, like a super fan guest. They get early access to tickets and stuff. But how stressful is that? Like seriously, there's like 8 million people trying to get tickets to a venue that holds 20-something thousand. Oh boy. And tickets, I hate Ticketek at the best of time. And like just trying to refresh and see and where the seats are, and it's just like a nightmare.
Yeah, we have the same in Australia. It's called Ticketmaster, but same sort of thing. But what about the days when we went to a concert? We used to sleep overnight on the lines because there was no internet. Like you had to line up,
buy a physical ticket,
or try and get on the phone, which was a nightmare.
That was good luck with that.
So the internet's kind of easier than sleeping out overnight in the cold.
I hate Ticketek with a passion. Yeah. It's a horrible functional website. It's just a nightmare. But yeah, and then 4 days later, that's on a Sunday night, and 4 days later, back in Raleigh at the PNC Arena is Imagine Dragons.
Yeah,
we're going. It's just me and you. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, love Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
Their new album's great if you haven't listened to it.
Yeah. So. That should be cool. Everyone knows their songs, sing along, and should be fun.
They're a force. So excited about
but fingers crossed they go ahead. I don't know what we're going to say to Clara if it doesn't.
Oh, she's preparing for it. She keeps saying, Mum, I think she might postpone the concert. So, our kids, they're pretty resilient. They understand what's going on, and I think they've learnt to just be okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish will come back on another tour.
Yeah. All right. So, we've got some exciting things to look forward to moving into 2022. Excited for the year, like for our website, for our travel, and for our, life stuff behind the scenes too. And, the kids getting into more sport, basketball, and soccer's coming up, and exciting things going on in Raleigh. Want to get out to more festivals and events. Want to get to the Dreamful Festival, Hopscotch, and we've got the Krispy Kreme challenge coming up on February 5th. Do that, guys. Put that on your radio.
Maybe we could get a This Is Raleigh crew doing it.
Yeah, we could do a meet-up after the Krispy Kreme challenge.
Well, we could all run together. Just don't mind if I walk
dressed
a
in
bit
funny costumes. But we love the Krispy Kreme challenge. We did it
fun.
2 years ago before lockdown. And if you're not familiar with that, some NC State students started it many years ago. It goes from the Bell Tower on Centennial, from the main campus on Hillsborough Street. You run 4 miles to Krispy Kreme, eat 12 donuts, and run back.
Is it 4 miles?
5 miles. Return.
2 miles, I think.
Return. 4 miles.
Or is it 5 kilometres?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll put it in the show notes.
Sorry,
we'll
it's a return. It's not 4 miles each way.
No, I was like, I couldn't run that.
It's a 4 mile loop.
Yeah.
From the Bell Tower to Krispy Kreme, back to the Bell Tower.
A 4 mile loop? Okay, we're gonna find out. Anyway, we won't do it now.
But people dress up in costume, and the only thing is it's cold. I don't know why they have it in the middle of winter, but I guess you can warm up by running. But we walked and ran, walked last time. And I didn't eat the 12 Krispy Kreme donuts. Actually, our friends' kids and our kids.
Well, I didn't. I can't because I'm gluten free. But our kids enjoy collecting them.
I could stomach one, but no, 12, no. Mm-mm. So a lot of festivals looking forward to this year, and the ones that we experienced last year, create content and videos about that to share, in our calendar. So
No, I won't search it. Okay.
That's it, I think.
Good. Thanks, and thanks so much for kickstarting the year off with us and being with us for 2022 and into the future. We appreciate you. We're just really happy to be here and to be sharing this amazing community and place that we love so much. So thank you for helping us be able to do this.
Yeah. Cheers, Raleigh. And looking forward to meeting more people throughout the year, sharing some more stories, and exploring more of the Raleigh, Wake County Triangle area ourselves.
There you go. So remember to follow us on our social if you haven't already, at This Is Raleigh. Subscribe to this podcast on whatever your favourite podcast platform is. You can also listen to it direct on our site, and you'll find all the show notes for it there as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.